This is a journey to one of the largest and most mysterious ancient cities in the world, exploring the secrets of the glorious Khmer Empire. The magnificent stone temples hidden in the jungle miss the sunrise over the world's largest religious monument and the never-ending search for the enigmatic lost city. Welcome to Ancient Worlds. Hi, it's me. The year is 1150 AD, the time is sunrise. For centuries, the Khmer people have been living in this region where the Mekong River overflows its banks. It's creating a fertile landscape that can produce enough food to sustain a mighty empire. And here in the middle of this land, you are building the greatest city the world has ever seen. It will be called Angkor. It's the capital of your vast empire, a sprawling metropolis protected by high walls and moats. It's filled with grand palaces, reservoirs, giant libraries, schools, hospitals, and more than a dozen magnificent stone temples. Life here revolves around these temples, centers of the cosmos, connecting earth and heaven. Where here, priests dressed in bark cloth and ornaments made of precious stones perform rituals to keep the empire prosperous. Soldiers train with swords and bows while merchants arrive from all over Asia, bringing spices, silks, and other goods to trade. Everything here speaks of wealth, power, and glory. There are over 1 million people living here, making this the largest city in the world. But then something happens. The once mighty empire is overrun by rival forces. They destroy your temples, kill your people, and even the mighty king is captured and sent into exile. Within a few decades, everyone forgets about your magnificent city, leaving only empty courtyards overgrown with weeds and moss. Nature reclaims her own, and centuries pass until modern explorers rediscover the ruins. You are the first person to visit this place in hundreds of years. The year is 1861. The time is early morning. Stepping into the shallow water, you push aside the thick green vines to finally get your first look at the long-lost city of Angkor. But unlike when the Khmer Empire flourished here 1,000 years ago, the city is now lost in the jungle. Only a few crumbling stone statues peek out of the ground, covered with strange petroglyphs and nearby overgrown tree roots. As you venture further into the site, more and more buildings appear like gigantic Lego pieces scattered across the forest floor, half buried in the red dirt. Some of the structures are still completely intact, while others are little more than broken fragments. Carefully stepping over the roots, you notice that some of the stones are engraved with tiny figures. Peering closer, you realize they are faces of humans and animals, carefully carved into the stone. Following an ancient path through the jungle, you come across a large clearing. And there before you stretches the Bayon Temple, one of the last great monuments built during the glory days of the empire. But it's not the temple itself that makes this place so special. It's what lies within. Because when you enter the temple complex, you are greeted by dozens upon dozens of human faces carved into huge blocks of stone. Each face is unique, carefully designed down to the smallest detail. They stare straight ahead with intense gazes, their smiles wide and welcoming. You couldn't help but feel a sense of unease as you realize that these expressions were meant to convey peace and tranquility. But they just end up looking creepy and sinister. You walk past ponds and gardens all the way to the center of the structure, where 4 enormous towers rise towards the sky. Standing on top of one of the towers, you can see the entire complex spread out below you like a giant chessboard. From here, you could overlook all of Angkor, watching the daily life of the empire unfold beneath you. But since the fall of the empire, the forest has reclaimed much of the land, hiding the city's true extent. You wonder how much more of the city lies hidden beneath the trees, waiting to be discovered. The year is 1200 AD. The time is midday. The sun is high in the sky and the air is hot and humid. You are walking along a path lined with trees when you hear the sound of birds and monkeys in the distance. As you round a bend in the path, you suddenly find yourself in a clearing, surrounded by tall trees and giant stones. In the middle of the clearing is a large pond with lilies growing on its surface. Across the pond, you see a crumbling statue of a man with a snake's head. He looks peaceful, almost serene despite his weathered appearance. You walk towards the statue and notice carvings on his body depicting scenes from Hindu mythology. As you admire the intricate details of the carvings, you feel a sense of awe at the skill of the ancient craftsman who created them. As the sun begins to set, the sky turns orange and pink. You stand at the edge of the clearing watching the sunset over the ancient ruins. The wind rustles through the trees and you feel a sense of calm wash over you as you take in the beauty of the ancient ruins and the natural world around you. The year is 2023. The time is sunrise. The sky is filled with vibrant colors as the sun rises over the horizon. The first rays of light hit the majestic towers of Angkor Wat, illuminating the intricate carvings that adorn its walls. Thousands of tourists are gathered at the temple complex to witness this spectacular sight. As the sun climbs higher in the sky, the light changes, revealing more of the temple's grandeur. Visitors move through the complex, marveling at the scale and beauty of the ancient structure. The air is filled with the buzz of activity as tourists take photos and videos to capture the moment. The serenity of the temple is somewhat disrupted by the crowds, but the spectacle of the sunrise over Angkor Wat is truly a sight to behold. Stepping inside, you find yourself in a dark and narrow passageway. The walls are covered in intricate carvings of mythical creatures and gods. As you walk deeper into the temple, the passage opens up into a large chamber. The ceiling is decorated with detailed paintings of celestial beings, and the floor is littered with fallen petals from a nearby lotus pond. Sunlight streams through cracks in the ceiling, illuminating motes of dust dancing in the air. The chamber is filled with the scent of incense and the sound of chanting monks. You feel a sense of tranquility and wonder as you explore the temple's interior. Each turn reveals a new masterpiece of ancient architecture and design. You come across a courtyard with a fountain in the center, surrounded by elegant colonnades. The sound of running water fills the air as you walk barefoot on the cool stone, feeling the water spray on your ankles. You sit on a nearby bench and close your eyes, enjoying the peaceful atmosphere. The year is 1913. The time is early morning. The French explorer Henri Parmentier is standing in the middle of a jungle clearing, staring at a crumbling stone tablet. The tablet is covered in strange symbols and hieroglyphics, but Parmentier is unable to decipher their meaning. Frustrated, he kicks at a nearby root, sending a flock of birds into the air. As the sun rises, casting long shadows through the trees, Parmentier continues his exploration of the ancient city. He discovers a series of interconnected caves hidden beneath a collapsed temple. Inside the caves, he finds more tablets covered in indecipherable writing. Despite his efforts, Parmentier is unable to uncover the secrets of the ancient Khmer language. He leaves the caves disappointed, realizing that the mysteries of the lost city may never be fully understood. But what he doesn't know is that a team of experts back in Paris are working tirelessly to decode the ancient script. They pore over old books and artifacts, searching for any clue that can lead them to understanding the language. Their work is slow and painstaking, but they are determined to unlock the secrets of the past. Finally, after years of research, they make a breakthrough. They discover that the ancient Khmer language is related to languages spoken in neighboring countries. With this new knowledge, they return to the caves to study the tablets. This time they are able to make sense of some of the writing. They learn that the ancient city was once a bustling metropolis, home to a thriving civilization. They also discover that the city was built in honor of a legendary king and that it served as the capital of a vast empire. But there is still much that is unknown. And as the sun sets over the ruins of the ancient city, we are left to wonder about the secrets that lie hidden in the darkness. The year is 2023. The time is sunset. You are sitting on the edge of a dried-up moat, watching the sun dip below the horizon. You've spent the day exploring the ruins of the ancient city and are struck by the sense of mystery that surrounds this place. You think about the people who lived here centuries ago and wonder about their daily lives, their hopes and dreams, and the events that led to the downfall of their civilization. Imagine the sounds of laughter and music echoing through the empty courtyards, and the sight of merchants and artisans going about their daily business. You also think about the explorers and archaeologists who uncovered this lost city and brought it back to life. You feel a sense of awe and gratitude for those who dedicated their lives to preserving this ancient history. As darkness falls, you make your way home, carrying with you the memories of a day spent among the ruins of an ancient civilization. The silence of the empty city is deafening. All around you are signs of the city's former glory, but there is no one to be seen. You feel a sense of solitude and isolation, as if you are the only person in the world. But in the quiet, you hear the whispers of the past, the sounds of a city that once bustled with life. You listen intently, trying to catch a glimpse of what life was like here centuries ago. And for a moment, you feel connected to the people who once called this place home. Thanks for joining me on this journey through time. If you enjoyed this adventure, check out the rest of the series. Thanks to my supporters for making these videos possible.